Hello people, welcome to PowerDrift. Our anxious wait has finally come to an end. For today we ride the Pulsar RS200 and that too at Bajaj's proving ground, the Chakan racetrack. It's my very first time here and so I'm really excited. As far as expectations go, my expectations for the RS are sky high given how big a leap the NS200 was in terms of riding dynamics. And the RS with its fuel injection, liquid cooling, better brakes, stickier tires and shorter wheelbase has a lot going for it to make a blast of a ride. So let's put all of this componentry to test when we go out on the track. So first off, let's start with the engine. Now this is the same exact unit from the 200 NS, but the liquid cooling and the fuel injection has made a world of difference because this one is a lot more refined, it's a lot more responsive, and is better equipped to take a beating without any loss of power. For example, the 200 NS seemed a little strained and losing steam in higher revs, while this one seems at ease and eager and has also minimum vibrations. The gearing is a little on the taller side, but the bigger 41 tooth rear sprocket and bigger or larger throttle bodies have made a big difference in terms of you don't have to flog the bike at the corner exits because you have pretty decent mid-range. And of course, because of the fairing, the aerodynamics are better, which helped us clock 151 kilometers an hour at the back straight here at Chakan. But I still feel that the performance could be a lot better if this bike did not weigh as much, because at 165 kgs it is a good 20 kgs heavier than 200 NS, and that definitely eats into its performance despite this being 1 PS more powerful than the NS. Ergonomically, this one is an all-rounder of sorts because the tall clip-ons means that you don't have the front-end feel of the RC200, but it's so much more comfortable to ride in the city as well as on the highways. Sport riding wise, the split seats mean that you don't have a lot of room to move around, but if you scoot all the way back, then you do find a good spot to lock your knee so that you have a good attacking stance for the corners. Because corners is where I enjoyed this bike the most. The perimeter frame and the MRF tires give you a big boost in terms of confidence to attack corners because the perimeter frame offers really good feedback and the MRF tires are really grippy. Another thing to note is that this one has a shorter wheelbase and a longer swing arm as compared to the NS, which means that in the technical sections this is really agile, and in the longer sweeping corners it's really stable. But as Bajaj has clearly clarified, this is not really made for the track, this is made for the road, which is why the suspension setup is on the softer side and you do feel the weight, the extra weight during quick change of directions. I really love the braking performance on the 200 NS. It did not have any fancy equipment, but it was still really good in terms of feedback and bite, while this one is shod with a lot more goodies, like it gets a 300mm disc at the front, it gets steel braided lines, and that has improved the braking. But ironically, this also gets the ABS, which is a great feature to have for the road, but here on the track it robs you of some feel and feedback. And unlike the KTM Dukes or the RCs, this ABS on this machine cannot be switched off using a button. And this is also a single channel unit which would keep the front in check, but you can still lock the rear wheel if you jam the rear brake. Those are our first impressions of the Pulsar RS200 here from Chakan, and it has impressed us because with all the equipment that comes short with now, it is not only the best Pulsar yet, but it also is a much better all-round package as compared to the RC200, which is really track focused. And Bajaj can make it better still if they find a way to keep the weight down. And we will be bringing you a road test really soon. And if you want to be the first one to watch it, subscribe to our channel. Ciao.